This is Linda. Let's take an embellishment attachment design and convert it so you don't need that attachment.
Okay, so the first place you're going to do is you need to make sure that you have a free mySewnet account. This means it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It lets you go in and actually use some of the free embroidery designs. You don't have to have a Creativate embroidery software. You can get the free version of that. Doesn't let you do a whole lot, but if you have the older software, just know that you can actually use some of these designs. So I'm logged into my account. I'm going to go to Make. I'm going to go to Design Catalog. I'm going to go to the 9600 embroidery files that exist. I'm going to say I only want the free content. So anything that's free that's here, I can actually download. There's all kinds of them. And for this particular lesson, we're going to do flowers. I just want to see the flower ones. And there's still all kinds of them here that are free. So just remember, there's all kinds of things that are free in here. Techniques, I'm going to go to the embellishment attachment for ribbon. Now, here's where you can start. You get all kinds of free designs that are here that we can now take and actually do something with. Now, even though they're in a ribbon embroidery attachment design, you can convert it so you can use it as just a line art type of design. So I'm going to go in here and this is the one we want. You have choices. You have the vault. You can download it to the vault. That's another free thing that you can have for saving designs and organizing designs and those kinds of things. You also have the ability to download the design to your computer. You have the ability to send it directly to your Wi-Fi machine as long as it's turned on and in embroidery mode. It also lets you send directly into your Creativate account software if you have that. But we're not going to do it that way. We're actually going to do the download. But don't forget, you also have this ability to actually do a save as a favorite. So I can actually mark this design as a favorite so I can easily get to them again. So I'm going to do a download. It's a VP3 file. I'm going to do download. It's going to put it into my downloads folder on my computer so that I can use it. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to open up my Creativate, and I'm just going to pick on one here, and I'm going to do file, and I'm going to do new window. I'm going to do blank canvas. I want the 360 by 200 hoop. I'm going to do file, and I'm going to do insert. I'm going to go find that design. I'm going to get an error. And that error basically is telling me, it's not really an error, it's just telling you that don't forget this is actually a design that is made to be used with an attachment. And we're going to convert that so it's not used as an attachment. So I'm just going to do OK. If you're using one of the older softwares, when you pull up the design here, you won't get that error message. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change the color of the design. So right now, if I double click over here on the color, I'm actually going to get an error. It says, this is a ribbon attachment design. It's trying to use a ribbon attachment color, and I don't want that. I'm going to do OK. I'm going to just pick on a green here. I don't care which green you pick on. Just pick on one of the greens. It will take out the commands that are needed for the ribbon attachment. So I'm going to do OK. And now I have this design. It's no longer associated to the ribbon attachment, so I can start doing whatever I want to with it. Now, one of the things that you can do is, the first thing we're going to do is we actually want to take this design and make it smaller. So I want to resize it. Now, resize means that I want the number of stitches to change based on the size of the design I want. Right now, I am in scaling mode, and they actually have little white boxes that are up here. And those white boxes, if I make it smaller, I'm going to have the same number of stitches, and you don't want that. So I'm going to do resize. The other way you can get to this is to use a control key and a semicolon on your keyboard. That's just one of the shortcuts. You notice if I slide my mouse over the top of resize, you see up there next to the word resize, control and a semicolon. It just is telling me the command. Now it will toggle back and forth. So if I do a control semicolon now, it's going to toggle it back to the scaling mode, which would be the white boxes. I'm going to go to modify design. I do want it to proportionally change, and I'm going to change it to 25, which is going to make it small enough to go in my 100 by 100 hoop. And it's going to adjust my number of stitches. So right now it's at 2100 stitches, and it just dropped to 475 stitches. So now I want to go in and I'm going to actually change my hoop size, and I'm going to change it down to the 100 by 100 hoop. Okay. I'm still in resize mode. This isn't going to matter at this point, but what I want to do is I want to take this design and start splitting it apart so that I can actually put in and insert colors. Now, if I wanted to, I could actually, with those with the top of the line software, you can actually go to Stitch Editor, or in the older software, it would be the modify module, but we're not going to do that. We're going to actually do this all so that people that actually have extra or have gold can do the same thing. So I'm going to go and I'm going to go to, actually the first thing I want to do is I actually want to do a play out of the stitches because I want to see kind of how this works. So I'm going to do a play. And if you notice, it kind of starts down here. There's the first flower, there's the second flower, there's the third. Then it's going to come down here, come down the stem, and it's going to come in here, and it's going to do this, and it's going to do that. Okay, so you kind of have an idea of how it's going to actually stitch out. I'm going to do cancel. So now I'm going to go over to the View tab. You have a couple of different things that are right here. So actually, I didn't want to go to the View tab. I want to go to the Modify tab. You have a couple of different things that are here. Here you actually have the ability to play your design also from backwards to forward and forward to backward. You also have this ability to insert colors. You can insert stop commands, you can insert stitches. We're going to be concentrating mostly on insert color command, playing, and you actually using some of the select stitches. So I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to use my little magnifying glass, and I'm going to zoom in because I know from watching that video that the area that's going to kind of be near the beginning and about the first spot where I want to start inserting color changes is going to be this area here. So I'm going to play this and I'm going to watch my stitches as they go up. If you notice, they kind of get really close. And so I know that this is the line of stitches that I need to do my first insert color command. And I'm going to do insert color command. And if you notice, my mouse now has become a palette and a pointer, and I'm actually going to just click in here on that line of stitches, and I'm going to put in a purple. Anything from that point forward is now going to be the purple thread color. Before that is going to be green. So now what I want to do is I need to get it to go back to green on this other side. So I can actually play this a little bit. So I know that as the stitches start coming down this way, I need it to start turning to green again. So I'm going to do insert color. I'm going to do the green again. I'm going to do OK. So now the only thing that is actually purple is the stitches that are here. So now the next flower that's going to happen is here, but I'm not sure exactly where I need to insert my color, so I'm going to actually watch this stitch out. And if you notice, that's row of stitches that comes up like this, that's where I want to do it. I'm just going to use the minus sign just so I back it up just a little bit. And I'm going to do insert color command, and I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to click there and I'm going to put in a purple and I'm going to do OK. Again, this is all green going back up, but there is some purple. Everything from that point forward is purple. So now I need to get and insert my green again, and I know that this is the beginning of my green, where I want my green to be. I'm going to do this and here. So now I've got green stitches, and then again, everything from that point forward is now going to be green. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to watch this play. And I can actually do this just a little bit at a time. I'm going to back up so I can kind of see where that stitch... So the stitch I want to change is actually right in here. So I'm going to just move that up, back one, insert color command, and I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to put in purple. I'm going to do OK. Now I know that coming backwards, I need to insert the green again. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to do green, do OK. And now from that point backwards, it's going to be green. Now I know my next flower, and if I'm not sure, I can always watch this play out again. What's the next color that's going to change? It's this one over here on the right-hand side. So I know that my color that I need to change is going to be right up in here somewhere. I'm going to do insert. I'm going to do the purple again. And now I need to do going backwards. So I've got that all purple. The flower's all purple, right? And I can watch it come backwards. And I know that it's going to be in here somewhere. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do the green. So now my flower itself is all purple, but my stem is now green, and all these flowers are still purple, or still green. So I'm going to watch that, and I'm going to see where my stem goes. Okay, so I need to change right here. And then again, now I need to get it coming backwards, and I'm going to just click here. I'll go back to the green. Now I want to see how this one works, so I'm just going to follow this along. And I can actually back this out a little bit if I want to. So this is my stitch coming up to begin the flower. So I'm just going to come in here, and I'm going to do blue, purple. And now I need to get it so I know where the end of it is. So as it's coming back down. So I'm going to come in here, and I want my purple, my green to actually start about here. Okay. Not too bad. Let's see what it looks like. So now all of my flowers are now purple. Now I want to go in and see those little squiggly lines. I want to get rid of some of those and kind of fix those up a little bit. So I'm just going to zoom in. Let's start with this one. I can go in and do freehand select and get rid of all these stitches. I really don't want any of that in there at all. I can do delete. This one, I kind of want it to move over so it's not standing way over here, and I can move this one into the here. Okay. Again, I want to get rid of some of this, and I can zoom in here so I can actually see this. Now, the other thing I can do is I can get rid of the stitches. I can actually go in and play this a little bit so that I only have that part of it. And I actually want to get rid of everything that's here. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to do freehand select. And I'm going to do, oh, that's too much. I'm going to do freehand select again. And again, I want to get rid of just this. And do delete. I want to do select stitches, and I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to move it over here. Maybe that'll be all right, because I'm just going to do, this is going to be really small, so it's not going to really hurt anything. I think I'm going to leave the rest of them just like they are. I could play with that a little bit more if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I'm going to do a zoom to fit. I'm going to go back over to my home tab, and I'm going to do a color sort. If you notice, not all of them color sorted like I wanted them to, because I need the green to sew first, and then my flowers. All right, so I'm going to go back over to the Modify tab. I'm going to go in and I'm going to grab that green and I'm going to move him up. I'm going to move this green and move him up and actually merge him to the color above. Take this one and merge him to the color there. And now I have my design like I want it. Now, if I wanted to go in and add in like happy birthday or anything else, any other words, because I'm going to sew this. I sewed this out when I did it on on a mulberry cardstock, which is kind of a homemade paper. I'm going to go to the letter tab. I'm just going to use the micro, and I'm going to type in happy birthday. Oops. And apply, and I'm going to put it up here somewhere. And it's really kind of close together, so I'm going to do a right mouse button. I'm going to do edit lettering. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to leave the size just as it is, but I want to spread the letters out just a little bit and maybe give a little bit more space between the words. And now I have happy birthday, and I'm all ready to stitch out. Now you want to go in and you want to do your save and your save as. The save is going to save it as a VP4 file. So file, save, and you want to save it, however you want it, whatever you want to call it. And then don't forget to do your export. So, and you can color sort it there again. It will color sort all these letters, but your letters are already one color. You're good. So I hope you actually play with this a little bit. If you have questions, let me know. Thanks.